kiss for you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So guys, this will be the part 3. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So here first of all we will create a new activity, and we have to click on activity, and we will create an empty view. So here we can name it as full screen activity, and we will click on a finish. And after that we have to just remove this code. And here first of all we have to use the review pager. So instead of this the constant layout, we can say relative layout, and then we can use the view pager. So we will set like match parent, and we will set the id of it, the view pager, as view pager. And so we have to first of all bind this view pager. So here we guys can say let init variable view pager. So here we can say view pager equal to find view by id dot id dot view pager. All right, so now here we will receive the array list as well as the position of that image. So for that we will write a code to get data, and here we can create the function, and that will be private function get data. And inside that we can say value. Okay, so I think we don't need this the function, so we'll just write it directly here inside this onCreate method. So here we can say value list equal to intent dot get string array list extra, and in here we can say list, and we can the list, and then we have to convert the list to the immutable list, because we cannot send the immutable list. So we have to first of all convert it to our array list, and then we can pass on this to our list using the intent. So here how we can do that, here you guys can see. So we have to use, or we have to convert, so we can say dot to immutable list, and then we have to write, and here we will say the mutable list of. All right, so this is the way of converting the list into the mutable array list. So after that we have to fetch the position. So we can say position equal to intent dot get int extra, and in here we can say position, and the default value will be 0. And finally we will now need to add the adapter. So we can say adapter equal to full screen adapter, and in here we have to pass on this context, and then we have to pass on the list here. All right, and finally we can say view pager dot adapter equal to adapter, and then we can simply say view pager dot current item equal to position. So the current item of the view pager will be that image that the user has clicked. So now we have to create this full screen adapter here. So how we can do that, let's create the full screen adapter. So here go to your adapter package and click on Kotlin class file, and we have to name it as full screen adapter. Alright, so now here we have to pass on two things to this class. First of all the context as well, and then the array list. So here how we can do, we can simply say variable context, and then we can say value array list, and it will be of type mutable list of type string, and we have to extend it with the pager adapter. All right, and here we have to implement the functions. So here we have this get count, and we have the is view from object, and we also have to add two new other functions. So that will be the initiate item instantiate item and then the destroy item. Alright, so inside this is view from object, we have to use layout inflator equal to context dot get system service, and in here we have to pass on context dot layout inflator service as layout inflated. All right, and then we have to initialize the view, so we can say value view equal to this layout inflator dot inflate, and here we have to inflate our layout like item full screen. We have to import it, and then we have to pass on the null here, and then here we have a couple of other things to do. So we have to initialize or bind the views. So first of all we will have the image view, so here we can say value image view and it will be view dot find view. Okay, so I think first of all we have to add this item full screen. So after that, now we can say view dot find view by id, so we can say r dot id dot image view full screen item. All right, and then we can say glide dot width, then we have to pass on our context dot load, and what we have to load the list array list of okay, so here we have the position here integer. Okay, so is view from, okay, we have to write all this code inside our initiate item. Sorry, I forgot. So here then we will have to add the position here, and then we can say dot into, and into we will have the image view, so we will put that into our image view. Then we have to use value view pager equal to container as view pager, and then we can say view pager dot add view, and in here we have to pass on our view and the index, then we have to return the view. Alright, so that was simple. And after that, inside our own destroy item, so here we have to do similar thing. So we can say view pager equal to container as view pager, and then we can say value view equal to object as view, and then we can say view pager dot remove view, and in here we have to remove the view. All right, so I think that is enough, and here we have to now add the item full screen here. So we have to go to our item the full screen, and in here we have to use, instead of this constant layout, we have to use the frame layout, and it will be match parent, and the height will also be the match parent. Then we have to set the padding to 4 dp, and then we have to use the image view, and then we will have the match parent of both, and then we can say adjust view bounds to true. Then we can say background of this will be Android color darker gray. Then we have to set the scale type to center crop. All right, so that was the code, and also we forgot to add the id. So here we can add the id as image view, so we have to just copy that and paste it here, and now our code is complete. Okay, so instead inside this get count method, we just have to return the size of it, so we can say return array list dot size. All right, and again it is saying us an error. Okay, so is view from object, we have to override this view from object, and in here we can simply write return view equal to object. All right, so now our code is complete, and here we just have to import the class. So I think that our code is complete, so let's just run the application and let's see if how it works. So I have run the application. Okay, so here you guys can see that we have the images here. So if I click on an image, okay, so we forgot to add the on item click listener. So we have to go to our adapt gallery adapter, and in here we have to use the set on click listeners. For that we have to use the init, and in here we can say view dot, or we can say image view dot set on click listener. Okay, so here what we have to do now is we have to now use the on click listener. So for that we can say value intent equal to intent, then we have to pass on the context, then we have to pass on the uh, full screen activity class dot java, and then we can say intent dot put string array list extra, and in here we have to pass on a list, and then we have to okay, so now we have to convert the list to our array list. So even if we have this array list, so we can say like array list of, and in here we have to pass on this list, and finally we have to send the position. So we can say dot put extra, and we will have the position here, and simply we can say context dot start activity, and in here we have to pass on the intent here. All right, so now our code is complete, so let me just run it again. So here we have these images. So if I click on any of the image, let me just wait so that all the images are loaded. Suppose if I open this, let me show you. Okay, so here this image is opening. Okay, so every time only that image is being opening. So here instead of this 0 we have to pass on the position. So here we can say absolute adapter position. So we will just run it again, and if I click on this image, so you guys can see that that specific image is being shown, and if I click on swipe right or left, so you guys can see that the images are being shown here. So guys, I hope that you have learned something using the Kotlin language. So guys, if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you and goodbye.